Hello, Reddophiles! We got a great episode coming up for you, but before that, we just want to say, if you haven't done it yet, sign up to our Patreon. There are now tons of exclusive episodes on there that you are going to love. Go to patreon.com/theyearispod. Sign up right now. £3, not a big deal. Also, I am at Soho Theatre July 5th and 6th in London doing my last tour shows of Cockroach before I take it to the Edinburgh Fringe. Go to bobbymair.net and buy some tickets. Okay, enjoy the app.
The Year Is with Red and Bobby.
Welcome to the Year Is podcast, the podcast where every episode, me, comedian Bobby Mair, and my co-host, comedian
Red Richardson,
travel back to a year in history. We talk about the weirdest, the most interesting, the most fucked up things from that year. This week, we are joined by...
How dare you turn to me after saying fucked up things? and then as if on that subject, to introduce me? What kind of a segue is that?
No, great. I said the weirdest, most interesting.
Mm-hmm. Most interesting.
Most interesting.
Yeah, you're the
Weirdest.
most interesting thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am technically a thing.
Yep, you are.
Everyone's technically a thing. People don't like being called things.
They
Alasdair
hate that.
Beckett-King is his name.
Alasdair Beckett-King, brackets thing.
Thing, yes, yes.
I am a
King
thing. Hi.
Alasdair, you might not know this, but you were at my first ever gig.
Well, I did not know that.
No,
Oh
at
wow!
Angel.
And you're doing so much better than me now. That's
No,
annoying
you're
to see
great.
you you tearing away on the
I'd
highway of
say you
comedy.
were further along, but thanks for saying that. I have an ego, and that helps.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
No, Red's ego never needs to be bigger. Don't give Red things like that.
But he was at my first gig, and I
Don't-
walked off stage, and Alasdair grabbed me by the face, and he went, "A star is born."
Yep.
And he said, "I saw this day coming from years ago.
Mm.
The prophecy
To be
has
fair,
been
I do
fulfilled."
that at every gig.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's nice when I'm right.
Yeah, you see somebody think this guy, I'm going to send him insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a curse
No, it was at
upon
Angel. You were great.
Mm.
Sunil Patel was on. We've had him on the podcast. Never again.
No.
But you
Not after what he did.
No. We don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, so that
I
was
trusted him with my dog.
It's
yeah.
nice. I've never been invited to one of the chair-based podcasts before.
Well,
I've done many podcasts, but nobody ever invites me on the chair.
You get
ones.
the soft one as well.
This is really
We've got
comfortable.
the hard leather.
I think it's because the chair-based and sofa podcasts are all a bit sort of lads banting like you guys.
This is.
Whereas
big time.
You can't put whimsy on a couch.
No, we're
What-
trying.
What do? Do you stand?
Yeah,
He's in a
chair-based.
hammock.
I have a lectern.
Every podcast is chair-based. Everyone's sitting down when they do them.
but like a comfy upholstered chair, like with
Ah.
cameras and stuff. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like a cool. You've got a little studio.
Well,
that's
we would
really
have
cool.
done it on a tuk-tuk if we knew you were that particular
Yeah.
about.
No,
about
I'm
where we-
pleased. I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
glad. Fine.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
saying I was glad to be here, but it's fine.
So, you are a very good comedian, but you make great
Thank you.
videos on Twitter.
Yes,
You made one
I am,
recently that went viral. The comedian.
Which one is what he was about to
Oh,
say?
which one?
Oh, which one?
Yeah, let me check the Rolodex of,
Yeah.
of huge and hilarious achievements. Actually, I did a video spoofing truth-telling comedians, but actually it was quite a while ago. I just retweeted it because, like, I think Dave Chappelle did something.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And people treated it as if it was new because it's the same.
Yeah.
Because nothing has changed because we just repeat the same mistakes over and over again, and history doesn't move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I need something like that people can just keep sharing.
Well, you are, Red. You are the comedian in his video.
That's not me.
I think it's one of the annoying things about social media, if I can make an observation, is that
Yeah.
I think we imagine that we're talking straight to the audience on social media. Because, like, if you're trying to do something for telly or get something published in any area, we understand that there are people between us and the audience. Whereas in social media, you sort of think, well, it's just the audience. So when you put out a video like that, so that one is one that you can disagree with. Like, if you don't, like, someone unfollowed me because I wasn't taking cancel culture seriously enough. Like, they were furious that I was making light of cancel culture.
Why can't someone serially abuse women and it not affect his career?
And the weird thing about it is you sort of, the videos where people could disagree with it do better than a video which is just funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you might think, and I think a lot of people do, putting stuff out online, oh, that's more popular. Audiences like these controversial videos, but the algorithm likes the videos
Yes,
that are
'cause it
controversial,
stirs up shit.
and they show them to more people. Like audiences in general quite like jokes.
So what you're saying
They
is
don't
I should
necessarily
become
enjoy being
a
angry.
right-wing comedian, is what you're telling
But
me.
there is, well, I think people are being tricked into doing it because they think the audiences like the controversy. Whereas I think what actually happens is that the controversy gives you more eyes.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas I think audiences, based on my experience of gigging, quite enjoy jokes with punchlines and
Yes, of
not
course.
being
when
furious
live,
all the
they-
time.
I'm really regretting a stunt I had planned.
Yeah, we need to do something outrageous. What
I was gonna slap you in the face at the end of this.
What can we? We need an angle on this
I know,
podcast that makes us. Are we anti-abortion or something? I don't know.
I don't think we could be more pro-abortion.
Yeah, I
if
know.
you're looking at history,
Yeah.
there weren't too many abortions, were there? There were not enough.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough. I'm actually too pro-abortion. I think to a point that it's bad. But yeah, no, we need a thing. So we got to think up something that will get us in the news.
like our edgy opinions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just pausing to allow you to come up with an
What do you
edgy
think we should do,
opinion.
Alistair? You got any ideas for us?
Well, you can't say anything these days, can you? Because
You can't.
the old PC brigade will
What
jump
the
down
one
your
say
throat.
anything.
try and throw you in the sea for making a joke.
You can't say anything in comedy these days, or else all the people who also think you can't say anything in comedy these days will become your fan base, and you'll sell thousands of tickets. It's a real risk.
But to an audience made up of the worst people, who I think are at least as guilty of just clapping because they agree.
Yeah,
as,
yeah, they're
as
the
the
same
super lefty
side as
audiences
the
that I
super
enjoy
left
playing.
thing.
to.
It's all
Those
the same thing.
people
It's
love my comedy.
which ones?
Do edgy
the
people like you? Do they?
The scum,
Yeah.
like the real
I opened for Bobby on
scum.
his tour, and there was some people there. Got to say,
Mm.
no offense, because some of them might listen. Some of them were great. Favors.
Some
great
of Bobby's
man with
fans
his
are all
wife.
right.
Yeah, he's a
Some
great
of them.
man. Yeah, some of your fans are all right. Some of them,
Oh, as if all the Redophiles are great.
He's called my people Redophiles, and I don't like the name, but they now call
What about
themselves
Rederast? It doesn't have to be a
Rederast.
file.
Yeah.
No, no, Redophile's good because I do feel like probably the difference between a Redophile and a pedophile is just a little line on a P and an R. That's the difference. It's a fine line between a Redophile and a pedophile. And yeah, I don't know. Redophiles, are you ready? Yeah.
Do you
Well,
have a
let's
name for your
fuck
fans?
This
I don't
audience.
know if I have.
You don't.
Do
Do you
I
get
have fans?
abused then when you do the online stuff?
Not a lot. No, not compared to like
Like a
female
woman-
comedians.
a woman
Not compared to like a woman.
who's a
would.
normal
I'm gonna kill
size.
you.
Yeah.
So many women on Instagram will go like show their DMs. It'll be like a man being like, "Oh, you look really nice," and then like the next message will be like, "Oh, you fucking bitch, I hate you." You know,
Yeah.
it just goes from that to so quickly.
It'll shock you. I don't get that. That
No.
doesn't happen. You do get the really personal comments because people replying to things to sort of. I think once something gets shared enough, people forget that
There's a
like,
person on the
like
other
I'm
end
not
of it.
successful enough that it's somebody else doing the Twitter. Like
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
everyone is doing their own Twitter. At my level. So people just say things like, "This guy's got a weird face." It's like I hate looking
okay.
at it. I think, well, that's a legitimate opinion, and I respect it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you didn't have to
You didn't
tell
have to
me.
say
You
it.
didn't have to directly. I didn't need to get a notification for the fact that you're repulsed by my face.
It's so weird that people feel the need to do it, and they're not all like in basements. This whole thing is just
no,
someone.
but I think it's
They
normal
have
because I used to do
families
it
and stuff. What you used to write?
No,
you were a troll.
I was,
Alistair.
yeah. No, what I
That's
mean
so
is,
funny.
If your origin story was being a troll,
You'd be the nicest troll ever, though, I think. You'd be like, "This is a bit silly, mate."
I would like to
I don't
politely
think I-
disagree with you, Mr.
Yeah.
Farage.
I don't think I would
entitled
say
to your
mate.
opinions.
I did used to argue online a lot. And now
Really?
I've got not that many followers, but I've got hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter now, so I can't get into an
That's a
argument
lot of
anymore.
followers.
But
Yeah.
it's not like millions. But it's past the threshold where I can't just
can't
like if
just
someone
throw a
annoys
racial
me, I
slur
can't
out.
just tell Tory MPs to fuck off.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
I
Because
used to-
also, like, if I lose my Twitter account, like I make money out of that.
Yeah.
So now I have to actually
Toe
censor
the line.
myself.
Yeah, see, this
I have
is
to
the
actually
problem.
self-censor my left-wing opinions.
you gotta
of-
pretend
of
you're
telling people to fuck
pro-abortion.
off.
No, but
Yeah.
you used to argue with the biggest fucking losers. I remember I'd go on Facebook and it would just like
The
come up in my
reason they
feed.
were losers was that I argued with
No,
them and I
no.
won the argument.
It would come up on my feed, And it would be like, I mean, the craziest comedian. Like someone who's just like, listen, yeah, I'll do comedy again when I get to see my kids.
Yeah.
And that guy would just say something outrageous. And then you would come in for some reason to be like, I would like to politely disagree with you, sir. And I'm like, what is going on, Alasdair? You're so funny. Like at that point, maybe
I don't know what I was doing.
No, but at that point you weren't like your Twitter had blown up, but you were still very good at comedy, and every day I would see you just at war with these psychos, and you'd be like, actually, I think Jeremy Corbyn has a more measured approach than you are.
Every
You loved it. It was like you loved it.
I don't enjoy arguing, but I
you
will
did.
do it.
You did it every day. You went to war
I did
every
it so
day
much.
by choice.
Every day I would log into Facebook and say, maybe it wasn't the Jews behind this.
Yeah.
Someone's ridiculous opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Were you
I've
trying to
stopped
change
doing
their
it.
minds?
I don't know why. I really hate it when people are wrong. There's a particular thing. It's a mixture. If you are a combination of factually and morally wrong at the same time, if you're saying something that I think is morally bad and factually wrong, I am. It doesn't matter if I know you. It doesn't matter if I've ever met
you hate them.
I just have to see it happening in the distance, and I'm like I'm pushing people out of the way
this
to
is
argue
be
with
a
the
very
person
tough
who is
hour.
both. I've just remembered that you guys are both factually and morally wrong all the time.
I would say morally I'm often right, but the facts behind those morals may be wrong.
Yeah.
For some reason, that really used to upset me, but I've changed now, and I try not to argue anymore.
Was there a day? Was there one argument where you said, "I have to walk away from this"?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can say which
Yes,
comedian
of course
it
you
was.
can. We can bleep names. We can bleep it.
Yeah.
I had a really, really horrible long argument with online.
Oh. Okay, he's quite the character.
Now, to full information, I think he's a terrifically talented comedian. Funny.
Was an amazing comedian who definitely had some kind of mental health issue and went completely crazy.
I think it's very sad to see someone sacrifice their talent and career at the altar of their own ego. Like to be doing quite well, and it happens a lot. You know, like you're doing fine, but you wanted more, and so everything has to go. You burn the whole thing down.
About it.
Am I describing something?
This is what's happening to me as we speak.
Burn the whole thing down.
I'm going on a Twitter rampage next week.
How long were you arguing with him for?
I don't even remember what it was about.
How many comments was this thread? I know you, Alasdair. You would do it for hours.
And quickly, can I just?
It was your part-time job.
Can I try and work out the scene? So you're married, aren't you?
No, but in a long-term relationship.
And your girlfriend is not in comedy?
She's not. She's a normal
So
human.
she'd see you just sit at the laptop and just going...
Yeah, well, it's a desktop gaming rig, but
yeah,
yes.
okay, sorry.
Essentially, yes.
And would you say to her, can you believe what this guy is saying? And she'd be like, oh, that's crazy, Alasdair. Don't you have anything else to be doing?
Yeah.
I mean, when you put it like this, it doesn't seem like reasonable behavior. But at the time, I thought I was doing the right thing.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Fight, yeah.
I don't think I ever. The other thing is, if you've got a commitment to honesty and the truth, you can't win any arguments against people who don't.
No, and also they don't.
So it's a waste
care.
of time.
You can point out anything, and they don't care.
So in this fight with at the end, you're like, I'm never doing this again.
I think so. It was the beginning of the end. I think because I genuinely don't like conflict. Like I don't actually enjoy. My heart beats and I get stressed and I get upset. And I hate the idea of. This is pathetic, but I really hate not being liked. Like I hate the idea of this person's mad at me. Although obviously, like doesn't care what I think of him, but I care what he thinks of me for some reason.
Yeah.
And it upsets me. I don't like it.
Well, we've got a surprise for you, Alasdair. We have next door, and he's going to come on now, and you're going to have to fight him.
Why can't we all
just get along?
No, get along less. I want. I need a stunt. We need a stunt, Red. That's what I realize.
Yeah, we need to tag.
I don't care about the episode anymore. By the end of this, we need to figure out what we can do to take this podcast to the next level.
I think far right, because it looks more fun than being far left.
Yeah, being far left is awful. From what I know.
Okay, you know what I see in the paper every day?
Yeah.
Someone goes missing.
Okay.
Okay, that happens a lot, right?
we say they're lying.
Listen, hear me out. Someone goes missing, right? If they stay missing and they're young enough and they have enough something going on,
Mm.
that gets press every day for months.
Okay.
I don't think you can Maggie
Hear me out,
McCann the
Alasdair,
podcast.
hear me out. Hear me out. What if this room, right? If you lock that door from the outside, you can lock that door from the outside. We could lock Alasdair in this room. Eventually, his girlfriend would miss him.
Yeah.
Eventually,
He's missing.
Yeah.
She'd have a couple days where she was like, oh my God, nobody telling me about what people are saying on Facebook. This is so relieving.
This is annoyingly accurate.
After 2 weeks, she would be like, I should look for him now.
Yeah.
It would get out online and people would be like, what was Alasdair doing? And he was recording an episode of the Year Is podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time
I don't
he
think
was
I
seen.
even told her what podcast it was. So
Oh,
it's going to take her
God.
ages.
I'll tell her. No, I'll
She
tell
knows
her.
it's a podcast.
I'll tell her. I'll let her
Just
know.
text going, hi, this is Bobby. Alasdair's just left after having a great time on the year.
yeah. How did you get my number? Not from his phone. Unsure.
Yeah.
Come on. That would I feel
What,
like
and then,
that
so
could.
we keep kidnapping people. We have another guest. They come and go, Alasdair's here. What?
Until the room just
Oh,
like sardines.
And we just have to gag.
Just on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Just tape him to the ceiling.
I mean, I think it would make the news, yeah.
We'd get a Netflix show.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
we'd get the show. I think someone would make the show.
There'd be some ethical issues
Yeah.
about it, but no, people
Yeah.
would hear about it.
That'd be
definitely.
quite exciting if
We
when
could
they.
be the Joe Exotic of 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Well, that's a good plan. But Alasdair, today, we're going back to 30 AD. There's a debate about how you say it. Is it AD 30 or 30 AD?
yeah, wait, Jody, you had an opinion on this. It was
Yeah.
really annoying, actually. So let Jody
Let's
say
hear
his
Jody's
piece.
annoying opinion.
Well, yeah, when I looked it up on Wikipedia, one of our sources for some of the information,
Yeah. it was
I
sometime.
was just surprised to see it said AD 30 on it,
Yeah.
whereas we kept on calling it just regularly, colloquially 30 AD, and I looked it up, and it's supposed to be English following Latin, is that we say BC after the
Yeah.
letter and AD
30
before.
after death.
So does Anno Domini mean year of our Lord?
means after.
I didn't know it meant that. I thought it meant
Anno
after.
means year. Well, it's just I'm just guessing because it.
I thought it
No,
meant
because
after
Deus
death.
would be. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was,
Ah.
isn't it? Isn't AD after death? Or
Anno Domini, that's all I've got.
BC
What does
is
Domini
before
mean?
Christ,
You've got a laptop.
AD
What
is
is-
after...
What does Domini mean?
Fuck.
However, so
Do you edit these bits out of the podcast where there's a long pause
This
where
is
I
saying-
demand
it's
information that
also
hasn't been
saying-
prepared?
We should. I thought AD was after death. I think it is.
I think it's definitely not.
Is it not?
It's
I thought
definitely
BC was before Christ, AD is after death.
It's definitely Anno Domini, but I don't know what it
Of
means.
course, Alice is right. It's in the year of the Lord.
Yes! Yes, this is why I
No,
like
but-
arguments, because
but-
I'm always
Whoa.
right.
But
Sorry, I may have peaked on the mic there. That was I got
No,
a little bit
you're-
overexcited.
You're good, yeah.
it was, we started calling it after death, but it had a Latin origin.
Okay, so I was sort of modernly correct.
Well, you're
Um,
correct in the sense that that's what people say.
Alistair's going to
Just a version of correct where you said the wrong thing
See, now we're seeing
with some of the same letters.
underneath the mask.
It's just it's a man who pretends he's not angry when he's a furious man. It's like the Ned
know what you're
Flanders
talking
of comedy. Like there's like it's really friendly until you hit his wife
wrong.
until you
fine.
shoot his wife in the face with a t-shirt and then see how he feels.
Well, that was factually but not morally wrong, so it's okay. We're still friends. We're still friends.
Okay.
Oh,
We're okay.
We
We're all
didn't
right.
cross it with them. But
Everything's fine.
Alistair,
My face is really hot for some reason, but I'm
No, it's
fine.
the lights.
No, it's the rage
think it's
that's
the anger.
filling him.
Yeah.
It's going from
He's
without
getting
and within.
filled with rage.
I remember you had a joke about looking like Jon the Baptist. That's why we picked this year to
Thank
have you on.
I do have an opening joke that I've been doing for quite a while
Yeah.
about how I look like John the Baptist. Shall I do it on the pod?
Oh, yeah,
for,
you do
for
it
the
for the
benefit
people.
of
Are
the
you
people
still
with
doing
cameras?
the joke?
I don't do it anymore, except
much.
when I have to.
Yeah, okay.
So, sometimes people will do like a biblical heckle, so I just have to do a brilliant mime put down.
Okay.
Listen, I had an opener for years about how I looked, and I can't say that I didn't cut my hair because of that opener, but it was probably like on some level I was like, I don't want to cut my hair. I like this joke working. Are you keeping the hair for the joke?
No, it's crucial. People should know I looked like this before I did comedy, but younger. But like I didn't get funny hair
I had
For
the same
comedy.
thing.
in order
People-
to do jokes about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I understand.
Like I would look like this.
You love having long.
I look like this even
luscious
when I'm not being
locks.
funny at all, which
Nice.
is most
So when
of the
did you
time.
start comedy?
I think about 10 years ago, 2012, I
In
think.
30
nice.
AD. He started in 30 AD.
Amino Dominus.
2012, AD 2012.
Yeah,
is the answer
okay.
to that
And where was
question
your first
correctly.
gig?
It was Cavendish Arms
Nice.
in Stockwell, the bringer
cup.
gig there.
Did you bring the cup?
Yeah, I got the cup.
I got 5 of them at home.
Oh, no, I mean that I won the cup on my first gig. You win a little cup.
Yeah. No, you
If
won the
you're-
cup on your first gig.
I did win the cup.
Who
on my
did you
first gig.
destroy to
I
get the cup?
don't remember.
Yeah, because they didn't fucking matter.
Yes. Even
then-
then, you
I
just
did like
looked at them
winning
And
the
they
cup.
had shitty opinions,
Yeah.
and he hated them.
Can we see the John the Baptist? This is for the
Oh,
viewers.
all right,
If-
yes.
if you're just listening, this is pointless, but here we go. Yeah, that's very good. So that's why we picked
in a
you,
room
'cause-
full of people who haven't seen that, absolutely kills.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
When a
to
party
to
trick
like
be-
3 people who have seen it before, it's a bit low
No,
key.
I think it's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm more well. It actually just what that joke does for me is it starts making me think: is that what John the Baptist looks like? Oh, it kind of is. That's really interesting. How do you figure that out? Was that like a party trick?
That's
and then
why
I
you'd be
so
the
I just
worst
start thinking
audience
about.
member in the world.
I'm the worst audience member. I don't laugh. I just start thinking. I just start going to my own
Alistair
world.
looks at you 4 minutes later and is like, why is this guy still thinking?
He's got a chalkboard out.
yeah.
But I love those jokes. Like The Simpsons is full of them. Where there's like I can't think of an example, so this is a dull thing to say. But where there's a perfectly like a joke with a perfect callback, and you can't see. It's like an infinite loop. Did they come up with the callback? Is everything all right? I feel I was going to continue, then I realised it looked callous.
Red, are you okay?
Are we all right?
I just went down the wrong way. I'm like, okay.
Would you like some of my water? There's not very much. There's not enough.
Okay.
Do we leave these bits in as well? This is all going in.
Let's say
Wow.
let's say something about Red. We've always. I think he has nice eyes.
Are-
Let's say nice things about
Oh,
Red when he
are
recovers.
you doing like a memorial for him while
Yeah.
he's
Sorry,
choking?
guys, I'm back in. Oh, felt like I was choking.
You were choking.
That's what
Yeah.
choking is.
Yeah.
I felt like
Because
I
it was weird. Because while choking, you said, "I'm not choking." It's like, what do you think choking is? If this isn't choking, what is it?
Oh, God.
You're like the guys who don't believe they're having a heart attack, right? While they're still on the gurney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guarantee when Red dies, he will die thinking, "I'm not gonna fucking." Like dead. I'm not like. There's no way Red will be like, yeah. My arm's tingling. I'm not gonna go to the hospital, Rosie. Just let me eat my chicken in peace.
Yes. Well, anyway, back in
30 AD.
30 AD.
30
AD
AD.
30.
Big event of that year. Do you know what it is?
Yes. It was the death of the Bible main character, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Mm,
Well, also Bible main character John the Baptist.
yeah, secondary character.
Wait,
John
did he
the
die in the
Baptist.
same year? He did, didn't he?
Same year, yeah.
Yeah. What
It was a bad year for
what
like
happened
the
to John
people.
the Baptist? Because he was Jesus' best mate.
He got Salome, right?
Decapitated, wasn't
Yeah,
he? What's the
head brought on a plate. Salome is the woman who.
Oh, yeah,
who-
she said, bring me his
She
head.
said, "Bring me John the Baptist's head," and then in that Little Britain sketch, when she got it, she was like, "Oh, I don't want it."
Okay, and why did she want his head? Because he's just
I
talking
don't
he's
remember.
virtue signaling.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have done some
He was a
research.
cuck with bad
was-
opinions.
And
But he was like he was the ringer Jesus. He was the one people thought was going to be the Messiah. So that was
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, I think.
He
And
was
he was
number
like,
two.
"No, it's not me.
It's Jesus."
There's another guy coming along, and he's going to be the big
Problem
noise."
about Googling John the Baptist is Jon Batiste comes up, the singer.
Okay.
So actually, you guys. But if we just go with that, we go a lot about John the Baptist. John Baptist was actually born in 1986. I didn't know that.
Really?
November 11th, 1986. He's a singer, songwriter, musician, band leader, and television personality. Well, you know what, guys? He didn't have his head put on a platter. He had a bad couple weeks, and he came back.
The only thing
Okay.
that could make this more confusing is if Jon Batiste was beheaded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would become ungoogleable.
John
So let's hope that doesn't happen.
And then Jon Batiste is the leader in, I think, Stephen Colbert's band on his show.
Oh,
Well, he's lucky he wasn't around. and that Easy name to mess
because it was
up.
already
He goes,
people were already
this
confused.
is John Batiste's head, not John the Baptist's head.
Yeah,
You've gotten this massively wrong.
yeah, that is a risk. If you have a similar name or look of someone who is wanted by the state, that's a bad time, especially back then, because they just have like a drawing of you.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, also his name is John the Baptist. Like John is a pretty generic first name, and the Baptist is just his job. It's very loose.
Yeah.
It's not like Alasdair Beckett-King, where there's only one of them.
Yeah.
It's like me.
I
There
always
isn't a
forget.
second Alasdair
Sometimes if I
Beckett-King.
need to search for you on like a social media platform, I can't find you.
I know,
Ooh,
because it's so
why?
hard to spell my name, and
Well, I always think Alasdair, and it's
it's Alasdair.
Ah.
Alasdair with a D-A-I-R. Yeah,
So it's not Alasdair. So we've
it's
just been calling
spelled
you the
Scottish.
wrong name the
Well,
whole
it's
time.
the same name. but
Yeah, okay.
It's the Gaelic version of Alexander, which is another olden days name.
Okay, so is your parent Scottish?
My mum's Scottish.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Are you a bit Scottish?
No,
Not Scottish at all.
I don't think so. Maybe a
Irish.
few generations back.
Italian.
No.
Really?
No, we've talked about this. Where there's
You don't have any heritage.
potential Native American Indian blood.
Oh, well, I was going to say that next. I was going to go Italian straight to Native American.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
So no. I need to do one of those heritage tests.
yeah.
Yeah. and
I
then-
don't think I believe those because when
Well, how do
they
they
test
do
your
it?
DNA,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're like 17% Icelandic. Well, what's Icelandic DNA?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's-
No, it's
they
weird, isn't it?
know. They're smart.
They don't know that.
They're a
There's no such
website.
thing as Icelandic DNA.
How
do
It's
you know?
nonsense because there isn't. They
Oh,
mean that you
my-
have this
his-
DNA
My
in common.
expertise are making YouTube videos, fighting with insane people on Facebook, and DNA analysis.
Those are my main
I'm a
areas.
righteous man who knows it all.
I didn't realize I was going to be in any way criticized when I
Yeah,
did
I
come on
know.
this podcast.
It's fun because you're such a nice person. To
Thank
pick
you.
out the one flaw in your personality and pick at it is great.
Wait, what's the flaw? Being right all the time.
Uh,
Is that the flaw?
Oh,
Liking to argue.
Liking to-
Righteousness.
as if I like to argue.
No, you're Khaleesi in season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Haven't seen it.
Oh.
Too
No,
good for it.
Too
Too
probably
good for
reading
Game of
literature or something.
Yeah,
It's probably
yeah,
reading
from a
Dostoevsky.
scroll.
I feel like you. No, I
Probably
do,
deciphering some kind of cuneiform.
Or just reading alt-right Twitter.
I do feel like you.
Dragons are beneath
I
me.
feel like you auditioned for the pilot, didn't get it. And you're
That's-
like,
yeah.
well, fuck that show.
I could easily have been an extra. That's like 100,
You could have been more
150
than an
quid per
extra.
diem. It's not bad.
But do you get Jesus
It's Latin
shouted
for
at you in
per
the street
day.
a lot then?
Yeah, people. I live in London now,
Yeah.
so nobody in London cares what you look like, as I'm sure both of you
I got
know.
Super Mario shouted at me by some homeless men last night.
There's no way. I used to.
So you do look Italian. That's what
Yeah.
I was saying.
You
He
should have
wasn't.
said, you should have said, yeah, well, at least have a house to fix, you fucking homeless cunt.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm going to fucking plumb my bathroom. Enjoy sleeping in your own piss, you fucking loser.
That's our angle. We go dudes
What, hating
posting
the
their
homeless?
wins against homeless people.
Yeah.
Every day we talk about destroying a homeless person.
No, homeless people tend to just call me. It's only ever in Scotland, and they just call me big man.
Big man,
or
yeah.
sometimes biggin, which is nice because it makes me think of
Have
Billy
they ever
Connolly.
come
It's
up
like,
to you
oh,
with-
maybe they saw me gigging, and they're
Ah,
like, and they think,
yeah,
oh,
like Billy Connolly.
he's the voice of a generation.
Big man's pretty cool.
Has a
Hey,
homeless
big
man
man.
ever come up to you with some water and gone, "Can you turn this into wine?" for
People
me?"
do that joke.
Really?
But
Nice,
it
I
is
like that.
bad. It's a really bad
Joke,
joke
yeah,
because there's no strong punch to it. The punch is the bit where I realise that they're not actually asking me something about water, but they're trying to do a bit.
Yeah,
And I make it very awkward.
the punch is you look like Jesus, and
Yeah.
I'd laugh.
You're just not in on the joke. You are. The
I'm the joke.
You're the
Oh,
joke.
yeah.
That's why it doesn't
That's
feel like
why
you're part of
That's
it.
why it doesn't feel funny to
Yeah,
me.
because they're mocking
Okay.
you.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay.
No, now it's
it's not,
hilarious.
It's not nice.
Is that
I'm
like,
against it. I
Okay.
wouldn't do it.
It's just kind of funny. But do you, so how long? When do you go? Because your hair is amazingly long. When did you cut it last?
I stopped cutting it when I was 14.
Fuck, and so that's just
And
not.
I do trim it back. It's usually it's usually down to sort of nipple height, but it's
Yeah.
way down. It's way down there to ribs, to the
my.
bottom of the ribs at the moment.
Well, it's a great look, and you look like a fantastic creature, which
Thank
is a
you.
good thing to stand out with, isn't it?
I'm not sure I appreciate the association.
Yeah.
A thing, a creature,
You look
a
like
troll.
the orphan boy in the fantasy novel. He meets the first kindly man. That's you.
I'm the kindly man.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be like the cute orphan.
No,
I've aged out of cute orphan
Yeah.
into kindly man.
Yeah, into kindly man.
Okay.
No, but do you know what I mean? You go, oh,
Yeah.
son, you have a gift. But
Yeah.
follow this way.
Yeah,
There's
that's
people
a-
trying to kill you.
Talking like this the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have a library. Welcome. Every book you could imagine.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
do your
yeah.
children see you and do they go, what? What's going on? He looks like...
Yeah. Well, people keep telling me that that their kids like my videos. And I'm like, but it's full of references to TV shows from the 90s that these children have not seen.
Well, you
And
look
they're
like a wizard.
They don't care because they just like
Aesthetically
colours
pleasing.
and shapes, and they
Yeah.
just enjoy it.
Like, if I was on acid and you were wearing a robe, I would go, what's going on here?
And that's how you get into the mind of a child.
Yeah. No, I think because you've got sort of a wizardy look to you. So I think kids like that, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to. I always wanted to be a gnarled old wizard, and now that I am,
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would.
No.
But
there's it's not the life that you thought.
yeah. I always wanted to live in a Victorian garret, and now
Yeah.
I do. Now I have moved into a Victorian garret. It's like the ceilings are quite low, actually. It's
Really?
It's
Yeah.
not quite as romantic as I imagined it would be when I.
I was reading about John the Baptist, right?
Yeah.
Turns out, huge cock.
Are we not on Jon Batiste? This is definitely Jon the Baptist.
This
No,
is
like,
Jon the Baptist.
There was some rumors amongst celebrities of his time.
Yeah.
That he had a massive.
Big dick. That's what that was floating around.
Is this true?
Yeah, I think. Like, I can't. I don't know.
No, but have you read this, or did you read this from your mind? Has someone else said this?
Listen, I'm just saying. There were rumors that when he was wearing a toga,
But are those
He
rumors
had
starting
massive-
now? Is the question.
it would flop.
The
Yeah,
funny
you can
thing
see-
is
But he's already standing in ankle deep water the whole time.
Yeah.
So
it might have just been like a tree trunk, and he just went, "I'm going to splash this around a bit." Make
No,
everyone think I've got a
you don't
massive
even know. He could like hit the water with his penis and then like baptize people that way.
dog.
So he'd just slap his dick onto the water, and then it would create a wave, like a tsunami. He could do a dick slap and baptize 30 people in one dick slap. That's how big John the Baptist dick was.
Well, maybe he was the Messiah, but that's
No, he wasn't. Jesus was.
he was like, "There's a guy coming in who has an even bigger dick
an even
than
bigger
me."
dick.
Yeah.
The thing is when that time there's about 5 literate people, yeah, and he would have been one of them. So he would have turned around to his mates, who are probably all the only other people who can write as well, and gone, "Should we just say we had massive knobs?" And then in 2,000 plus years, they'll talk about it on a podcast. And that's what I do.
That's the real
If
picture,
because we don't know what's going to happen, so let's just say, "Oh, Bobby has a 10-foot dick," and that might get saved, and they'll listen in 2,000 years, and they won't know that he didn't. And
So like aliens trying to unpick our
Yeah,
culture
and
and,
then they'll
what
just-
happened and climate change
So
and all the rest
we'll all
of it.
just
That might be
pretend
the
that-
only piece of information. That might be
I
the
think
clue.
about that a lot,
That's the only
actually.
thing that will survive.
It'd be like
I
the
think.
army of the 12 monkeys and 12 monkeys, but it'll just be Bobby's penis.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But we could all make a pact to do that today.
I think
Yeah.
we've done it.
Yeah,
Just
we have.
in
Yeah,
this
we've done it.
conversation.
Done it.
Okay, good.
Another thing about John the Baptist. Sometimes when he was talking to people, right?
Mm.
He was what they'd call it, like at dinner parties, a close talker.
What's that?
What's that?
I've never
Yeah,
heard
I'm moving close to the mic. What's that?
No, a close
What's
talker
that?
is somebody who, like, when you're talking to them, they just talk a bit too close to you. So like you feel like they're kind of like spitting on you a bit and like whispering
Feel
in
his
your ear.
knob rubbing
He
against your leg.
whispered. He was like a
Yeah, but you
four-
could do that from the other side of the table.
Yeah.
He was a good orator apparently, but he was also a for no reason whisperer. So like you're talking to someone and it's not even a secret, but they just go up to your ear and they go, "Guess what I did yesterday?" And you're like, "Why are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you talking like that?"
Yeah.
Harriet does that sometimes. We'll just be here and she'll be like, "Can you believe this today?" And I'm like, "Harriet, we're the only 2 people in the house. If you want to tell me about someone you don't like, you don't have to whisper. Like, I don't give a shit."
We're married.
Yeah. Who is listening? What are you doing?
I relate to that because I think Harriet is maybe quite an anxious person, and I
She's
think
a
I'm
shy
quite
girl.
an anxious. But
Yeah.
so I relate to the secret whispering. Well, I love it when someone wants to share a little secret with me. I like that. I'd
Yeah.
love to hear a little one of John the Baptist's secrets.
Yeah.
You look like you'd have a candle and you go meet me and then you'd come in and just give some information.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would
But
lead
with
to the death
but
of the
cowled,
young
so
nasty
you can
king.
only see the bottom of my face. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he
on a
obviously didn't-
windswept moor.
He wouldn't have had toothpaste back then, so he's probably stank as he was doing it. I'm assuming he drank a lot of red wine.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
It was
I don't think
No.
Colgate-
The information was just about his penis. It didn't say anything about red
Yeah,
Penis
wine.
close
yeah.
talker.
This was BC, before Colgate. So he would have... No, but yeah, back in those days, someone with just 35-year-old desert breath of wine and just not much water in your face would have been pretty disgusting.
I feel like naturally people just didn't stand as close to each other back then.
Possibly.
I would think so.
Like I feel like whenever I see you, I hug you, and I feel like this was 2,000 years ago. We just would not necessarily do that.
Yeah,
Hugging would be reserved for if I hadn't seen you in 3 years, and like your wife had been kicked to death by a mule.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be like, all right, I'll hug this stinky tall fuck. You know, his wife got kick fucked by that mule, and
I mean, I don't hug
kid
anyway.
fucking fell in a river, and he looks a bit sad, and I guess I'll hug. And like then you'd be like, fine, I'll touch your stinky corpse, you know.
But I think there's a little bit too much hugging now.
Yeah,
Like
right, you don't
we
like
don't
it.
hug in our family really, and I don't know. If I've always assumed this is a Scottish thing, but I keep meeting Scottish people who are fine, and I thought,
Yeah.
it's just my family.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
there's
it's
not
just
much
physical
hugging going on.
contact is not a huge deal. We do it now because we've picked it up off the telly. I think, like we've seen people doing it on the telly.
American thing.
We like watch Friends. And
I
stuff.
like to hug.
I'm not a huge hugger. I'm fine.
No.
That's what I quite enjoyed about COVID. And it's weird, actually. My gig I do on Wednesdays in Camden, there's this guy who comes along, and he's come like 7 times. And he comes up to me, puts his hand out, and I shake his hand, and he squeezes it so hard and just holds it and stares at me. And then he goes and sits down, and when I'm called onto stage, he gets up and leaves. And he's done this like 7 times in a row. It's so
I
weird.
love this guy.
Yeah, I don't know
admire
what
that.
he's doing and why he's fucking with me.
No,
But
I love that.
He is.
That's
Can
so
I
good.
say though,
Mm.
he's living his life the way we all want to.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Being weird.
He's like, well, tonight I'm gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
That's big John the Baptist energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So are you a Jesus fan?
Well, I think I give off the vibe of maybe being a Christian
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's a few Christians in comedy, and annoyingly, they're all quite nice and sort of intelligent liberals. Whereas I want my Christians to be like
Yeah.
Bible thumping idiots,
Anti-abortion.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
I want them
yeah.
to be like regressive conservatives, and whenever I meet a nice,
yeah.
thoughtful, educated Christian, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
But no, I'm more on the I used to be like a new atheist Richard Dawkins, insufferable, because. If you like arguing with people on the internet, one of the best things to argue about is religion. 'Cause it's a
Yeah.
complete waste of everyone's time.
Yeah.
I used to
So
follow
I
this
used to do
Christians
that a lot.
Against Drugs website on Facebook, and it was brilliant. This woman was like, "This is," she put a picture of someone with like a gnarled face, and she was like, "This is what you look like after one toke of the devil's lettuce."
I used to read the film reviews called, I think it was the Christian Action Project, would review films
Amazing.
for people who wanted to show them to their evangelical kids. So it was always great. Like, what is it? Like even like. What was the Prince of the Desert film? The DreamWorks film about Moses? What's that called? Prince of Egypt.
Okay.
Even that film wasn't Christian enough for
Okay.
them. Like, it's a story from the Bible because you can see, and I think this is a direct quote, the lower folds of a woman's posterior in one shot. A water woman pours water and then walks away, and they've just got a little bit of cheek is visible. And they were like, well, a child can't see that.
That's
Yeah.
really hot, though. I was just thinking about that as you said it.
That's
I
why you
went
can't.
off.
I did
for
describe it in a really
second.
sexy way.
Like when I went off, and I just imagined like a bit of ass where a lady bends over and fucking fills up a water jug, and then you just like sniff her.
This is why we need
And
more
she
Christian
sniff-
values.
she
'cause
sniffs
you
dirty
back.
perverts like this man
I'm
get
just
horrible
I
ideas.
just have
Oh,
carnal
so
urges.
now the desert stink is a good thing.
The desert
You've
stink when you want to
totally
fuck is
flip-flopped on
hot.
desert.
I want
I always think it's my
to
first
roll
thought.
around in that filth.
And my first thought when they make movies with like, and they'll have like Eric Banner playing Henry VIII, and they'll have like a sex scene that he would have stank.
And they always have amazing teeth as well.
Yeah,
And
and they've
it's
got
like-
great teeth. I'm like, because they would have all absolutely reeked. It would have been disgusting.
Do you think they would have got used to it though?
What,
Because
you
if
just
like,
like,
Of
no,
course
it's
you
not.
like,
get used
if you're
to
the,
the smell.
even the king had poo in the corner of his room. He just had a,
That's
a corner
mental.
where he pooed in his room.
'Cause
Eventually,
I'm the
we
king,
would have
I
got
can
used to
shit
it.
in my room.
But
You
I
would
think
though. The same
the
way.
background radiation of stink would have been much higher.
So you just wake up, you're born smelling crap, and
Yeah,
you
you
die
never. We
smelling
probably stink compared to future generations.
crap. I don't see how they can get cleaner than me.
Three baths.
I have 3 baths a day.
I had a bath today. We've got a bath in the new flat in
Nice.
the garret, and so I had a bath for the first time in many years. I have showered.
Treat yourself.
First
Get some
bath.
candles. Put a pod on.
Might do
Men's
that,
Rights
yeah.
Podcast. Relax.
Just find out about what you can't
Just
say.
a bit Ben Shapiro.
Oh, yeah.
Lights off, candles on, bubbles in.
What you can't say. I love you anymore because your wife won't let you see the kids.
Did you see when he tweeted, because Cardi B did that song Wet Ass Pussy?
Yes.
And he went, my wife's a gynecologist and she knows, she says that a pussy that was that wet would be diseased.
I don't think he's a smart guy.
Troll, though.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
He's a pro.
You know, his cousin was Matilda.
Yes. So
He is.
yeah.
They're
so,
both still alive.
Yeah, but she's not Matilda anymore.
Well,
she was acting, Bobby.
Well, she is still human.
Yeah, but
Who's
she
still
played
alive.
Matilda, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Played Matilda.
Was Matilda.
Yes,
She
was Matilda.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to know what people who are successful in one area are a failed version of. So I think he might be a failed movie guy. I think
Yeah,
because
he wanted to
you know,
be.
he wanted to work in films, but now he's just got opinions about films.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to make films.
Well,
and it was
Matilda
too
was an
difficult, and so I
actor.
just had to do jokes instead
Yeah.
because they wouldn't let me.
Well,
Matilda,
you do make little films.
Matilda was an actor also. And then she doesn't really act anymore. Now she just has opinions online, but they have opposite opinions.
But her opinions are good opinions, and that's fine.
Oh, I see. Her righteous
Oh.
opinions.
This is Alasdair.
See, you do actually.
He's a rabid lefty.
As well as look like Jesus Christ or John the Baptist, you have quite a
Have magic abilities.
a Christian outlook on the world, which is good,
It's annoying.
bad,
Yeah.
moral, wrong. Like a very. I just find that interesting. And then, but you're not a Christian.
I'm not a Christian.
You're not a Christian. But it would fit you like a glove.
I know it annoys me that almost all my ethics are Christian ethics.
Well, that's
it
a lot.
irritates
I
me.
love
It's because
it.
we
All have
we
those.
absorb them from our culture, but like
What, like love thy neighbour and
well, not specifically.
your actual
My
neighbour?
neighbour.
No, he's
Um,
a twat.
But like, I think what I
wonder-
realize is there are
wonder
people
if
who.
you grow up in like a caliphate, you know, like under ISIS. ISIS is in control, and you're
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't even feel like I'm a Muslim, but like,
yeah.
I don't
have some
know.
of the
I
views.
know. There's a reason I throw gay people off buildings. Like, I know there's a reason I beheaded my own mother because she spoke.
Yeah, because like we do Christmas. What's the ISIS vote? How can you you can be not Christian and do Christmas? Everyone does.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Is there an ISIS thing that you kind of? Well, it's tradition. Do you know what I mean?
I think well, you get to like that well, there are Christian extremists too, but ISIS is the more fun one because we all know it, you know.
Yeah, ISIS is their one, so it's much easier to make fun of than
Yeah.
our one.
Or
I would love it, Alasdair, if you just had one really bad opinion about something in with your moral opinions. Like if you hated dwarves or something.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
don't
love that actually because I think that's wrong. But,
No, but it would just be funny if someone who's just really right on and then has this one.
I think for a long time, I didn't think we should give back the marbles. But I didn't think the British Museum should give back the marbles to Greece. So that might have been my reactionary opinion. But now I'm sort of on the fence about
Why
whether we
did
should
you
give
not
them back.
think? You thought, well, they're ours.
Well,
Fuck off.
No, but I think the arguments for why they belong to Greece aren't good, because you can't really own culture. So like, or you know, like the pyramids in Egypt. Well, none of most of the people who live in Egypt aren't descended from the people who built the pyramids.
Yeah, okay.
So is ownership based on like nationalities are constructs? You don't really own these things; they belong to everyone. And they are in the UK, which is the argument. I've changed my mind.
Okay.
Because they would be better in Greece, because like it would make more sense for them to be in the giant museum purpose built for them next to the Parthenon.
Yeah.
Like it would be better if they were there. They'd be more educational. It's a nicer room. It's better lit than the one in the British Museum. But the argument that it belongs to them and so that they should keep it, I don't know how you can demonstrate that Greek people now own those stones. They don't.
Okay.
But it would be better if they had them, so we should give it to them.
what year? What I'm not familiar with this particular argument.
Oh, okay. It's a big issue. If you're it's one of the most controversial
If you're into marbles,
marble-related
yes,
issues.
This is as controversial as you get then.
Yeah.
This is the marble thing.
This is a very hot button
You're going to do
topic.
free Netflix specials on the marbles.
Well, because the question of whether the British Museum should give back lots of stuff that it stole is quite controversial. And I think most of the time it probably should, because it would be a kind thing to do. But I think the argument is made that the cultural artifacts are owned by the people who would be receiving them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how that argument works. I'm not sure that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's yeah.
Like, I don't think I own Stonehenge, but it would be annoying if
You
Stonehenge
look
was
like
somewhere
you
else.
do.
Yeah. If you
if
you
anyone
went
out
there
there-
and said you did, people would be like, "Yeah, all right, man, come on in, you're in, get in here."
So that's my cancelable opinion.
Okay, that's such a niche, cancelable opinion, but good. I just thought you were going to bash trans people or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Alasdair the Turf.
Because I was a pedantic atheist, most of the pedantic atheists have gone transphobe because what they like what
Things
I
that
used
are
to like
literal.
is they like being right on the internet more than they like facts and science and all the rest of it. The feeling of being smugly and glibly right about things is quite enjoyable, and I was, that's me as well.
I believe most people's like loud opinions come out of less about the issue and more to do with the reaction they get from it.
Yeah, it's an
and
addiction.
then out of that, the chemicals they get from it. In the same way that like people people are just it doesn't. That's why they're talking about the most current issue of the day. It's not because they just now magically care about the issue or it's in any way affecting their lives. It's like, oh, this is the issue that will give me the biggest charge.
It's a hot
But
button,
equally-
you get instant response. You
But
know?
also, there's ones where, like, I said this small thing that might have been wrong, but the pushback I got has meant that I now go completely loopy. Because I was thinking about this.
Was that your tweet about gay marriage?
Well,
Well, as a Christian, Alasdair said,
I
I believe.
I would have legalized gay marriage, but I would have banned heterosexual marriage
Okay.
for the same amount of time that gay marriage has been illegal, and then afterwards we can have a think about what's fair. That's
So
what I
you
would have done there.
anti-marriage then?
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
Apparently, there's tax benefits.
But why?
Yeah, I'm not saying a why is in terms of.
There are tax benefits, and but why? With the trans thing, it's very odd because, like, I think the best argument against becoming a transphobe now is purely admin based because the amount of time it takes
Seems
once you decide to become gender critical, that's your whole life. You can't talk about anything else. You have to alienate everyone you know, all your work colleagues and loved ones, and it's who has space in their schedule. Who has
Well,
enough
you get
money
a
in the
lot more
bank?
space. I think if you.
Yeah.
But then you get new friends too. You're like
Clears up a lot
you're
of
slowly
space.
changing friend groups.
Yeah,
So you
Your
have a
new
wife
friend groups
or a
live in
job.
different places.
Just purely from a calendar perspective, I don't think it's worth. Just think
No.
about your diary. Don't
Yeah,
become a
It's
transphobe.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, it does seem to be.
I think we should say some facts about Jesus,
Yeah.
and then you say whether or not they're things you'd do.
Okay.
So
let's
Yeah,
go.
I like that.
Facts about
because-
Jesus. Long hair, check. I can do magic tricks,
Yep.
check.
Well, I used to have a thought on him. I think Jesus was actually just the first magician.
Yeah, that could make sense.
I think.
The first
I
influencer.
think doesn't Hero of Alexandria describe priests opening a door using a steam contraption? So like they invented a simple steam engine to make the doors open and I'm sure one of the oracles involved talking through a little tube and then a big face talking. So I think priests,
did.
yeah,
So they're like,
in
this wall
classic
Yeah,
times,
so-
may
But
have-
he was the fucking
he was the first sort of David Blaine.
He was the
David
David
Copperfield,
Blaine
billowy
one.
shirts.
Yeah.
He was
Ooh.
the he's clearly the rock star.
Mm.
He made an impact. The others didn't.
Yeah.
I know magicians too. They're really annoying. Like
Yep.
just as people, magicians are.
The crossover between pedantic atheists and magicians is almost
It's pretty
Like
close.
it's like that is a Venn diagram.
You
of
do you
it's
know
the same
you know
guys.
magic? Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big magic nerd when I was a kid.
Oh, nice. Can you do any tricks?
No, we don't have anything.
Well,
on
he
that,
doesn't-
so I
doesn't
don't
have-
think
if,
so.
If
I
he
don't
had
have
one
anything
on
me.
him, that would be amazing.
Yeah, just went.
Imagine if I pulled out a deck of cards.
Oh
Now.
no, if a dove just came out your pocket.
Okay.
No, I'm not very. I was never very good. My hands aren't fast enough. Couldn't do
Okay.
it.
Sleight of hand. So you didn't get in the magic circle.
No, it wouldn't have me.
No, did
Too
you try?
dangerous. Too dangerous.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think I tried when I was a kid, and they were like, yeah, "We don't really let kids in unless they're really good." And you're not.
Fuck. I see.
First rejection.
So, some facts about Jesus. He was 33 years old when he was crucified. So,
No, when I was 33 years old, I did my first Edinburgh Fringe run, and if you read the chortle review of that, in a sense, I was crucified. So,
Really? What did they say?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Something like, imagine if Bill Bailey couldn't play any instruments.
Oh my! And when was this?
That's a compliment, isn't it?
No, but in like it was the tone of it.
Well,
it
the
was clearly not
instruments are a lot of his
compliment.
act. They're kind of part
It
of
is
what
quite
makes him so
musical,
loved.
yes.
What year was your debut?
Well, that would be 2017, maybe
Okay.
2017.
So you're 38 now.
Yes. Oh,
I'm
wow, that was
I'm
quick
33 now.
Don't ask him his age.
Why
Rick,
not?
Because he's about.
What-
It's not
I'm
that
a
he's
timeless
he wouldn't,
wizard.
he wouldn't lie about it, but he's a hot young prospect in
Yes,
comedy.
that's
and
true.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
38's
need
a bit
people
old.
knowing that he's to most people online. Alasdair is an intellectual 21-year-old.
Well, I don't think that's true because there's you know those websites where someone or an AI estimates your wealth.
Okay.
I like that.
I've got enough YouTube followers that I'm on a couple of them now,
And they say
they're
what,
like,
1.2
so they assume
million?
I'm about a millionaire,
That's so funny.
which is
Great.
like you don't make that much money out of 30-second long videos.
No.
But also based on his looks, I think I'm in my mid-40s, which is like
Okay, that's nice.
a
That
bit
helps.
much.
Yeah.
That feels good than hurts.
Like
all at
also
once.
like you could just like Wikipedia, like it has my date of birth on it. Like you
Yeah,
could just
yeah.
find out my actual age instead of just guessing
Yeah,
based
yeah.
on my face.
No, it's more fun.
It is more fun to just go, 400 years old.
Yeah,
he
he's
looks like
45.
Gandalf. He looks like
So-
he's been around since the first age of Middle Earth.
So Jesus and John the Baptist were second cousins, and his second cousin John baptized him.
Same guy. John the Baptist baptized Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Have
I'm
you?
just agreeing.
have-
Have I been baptized by my second cousin?
Yes.
No, that hasn't happened.
Have you been baptized?
No, never been baptized.
Okay.
I'm a free agent.
Free agent.
Still available for any of the major religions to come.
So we
I
can
come and
was,
get me.
I've said this before, and I really feel like it's true more than ever now. I think I could lead a cult.
Oh yeah.
I have
you would be a good cult
An
leader.
energy of a cult leader.
You do.
I feel like
You
I
do,
could.
because cult leaders, you're always like, they all had sex with him.
Yeah.
And that's you.
Exactly. I'm great with that. Listen, I'm great. When people find out, yeah, I'm very happy.
You know what I realised that day? You know when some random sort of British person or Westerner white will just go and join ISIS? They're always ginger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because we're the most oppressed minority group in British culture.
In white culture,
within white culture, yeah.
And so you just have enough of it and you go, fuck it, I'm joining the caliphate.
ISIS. It's
Yeah.
it just happens to so many kids these
Because
days.
there was this Norwegian guy, they did a book about him, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he was ginger, and there was quite a few of them, and you just sort of see them stood there in the baking sun. Like, the heat's probably the most dangerous thing for you.
And it's like, man, if anyone ever, if just someone played with you as a kid,
Yeah.
you would have you wouldn't be here. Like,
Imagine
you had to go to fucking Syria and learn how to fire a machine gun to get some friends.
And you're applying factor 50 whilst you have a bomb strapped to your stomach. It's kind of a bizarre situation.
I applied Factor 50 just to come here.
Yeah, well, these lights are fucking hot.
Yeah.
We could grow drugs in here, actually, Bobby. That's another idea. We'll talk
A
about
bit
it
more
after the pod.
profitable than doing a podcast, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Grow drugs, kidnap Alasdair.
Yeah.
These are our routes. to
We'll just keep
success.
bringing guests in, gagging them.
I'm wearing sandals. That's a Jesus-like thing.
That's
I
pretty
wouldn't
good.
normally-
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
I wouldn't
you really
normally
go
wear
for it,
sandals,
don't
but
you?
it's just way too hot.
Have
Are they visible?
Have I told you? Have I told you my plan for success?
No, I'd love to hear it.
So, because you, the dream is always just easily get a TV show, right? That's what we all want. I don't know if I've said this before.
Okay.
And
That's your dream, is to get a TV show.
like, listen, no, my dream is to have like lots of
You
work
already have
offered to
TV
me
show.
effortlessly.
Mm.
That's what my dream is. Just all of the work, you know. That's
Okay.
all of our fucking dreams. We all
Yeah,
want it
yeah.
all. So every idea I have, someone says, "Yeah, we'd love to make that." That's what we all want, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Would you just stand up for 1,000 people tonight? We just want to show you to people like that, you know."
Mhm.
So, but it's hard because there's these gatekeepers in the industry, and I had this idea that like you get a private investigator, right? And you get that private investigator to follow all these gatekeepers in the industry around, and you find out what they're up to, what they're up to, right?
Is this the plot of King of Comedy?
No,
Okay, because it sounds a lot like the plot of
Hear
the
me out.
Scorsese film King of Comedy. But carry on.
you find out what they're up to, and then you go have a meeting with them and you say, listen, I have this idea. And they say, oh, we're not really interested in that idea. They say, well, you know what I'm interested in? The fact that you're cheating on your wife every Thursday. Boom.
Boom.
You put the
have
pictures on the table.
The brown envelope with the big Polaroid.
No, it wouldn't be an envelope. It'd just be in my hand. Boom. Right there. And then I say, listen, you give me a show. I don't send this to your wife. Boom. One show done. And you just go network to network.
Everyone's like, why is Bobby still working? It's
But
garbage.
just...
Although there are some people where I think that they must already be doing that. Like,
Yeah.
There's some people who I think surely this
There's so many.
this train should have ground to a halt by
There's
now.
a couple of older comedians that you go, what picture of what producer do you have with his willy and someone who he shouldn't's mouth? You know, there's so many like that. You go, why are you still here?
But I want to be that guy. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Well,
you
that's
want
a
to be
great
there.
idea.
Why is he still?
It's a great idea, and only slightly the premise of King of Comedy.
It's not. No, he doesn't blackmail anyone in King
No,
of Comedy.
he kidnaps.
He kidnaps.
He
That's
goes on the show.
different.
That's just
I
totally
watched
different.
The Joker.
That's
and
immoral.
They just
Yes.
rip it off. The Joker. Did you see that? It's like
I didn't see it, but it does seem to be King of Comedy for people who don't want to watch King of
It's literally
Comedy.
King of Comedy.
The Joker. Well, to be fair, the King of Comedy is the Joker meets Black Swan.
I've not seen Black Swan.
But the way they do Flash, the way they do kind of delusions.
Are you saying the King of Comedy is the Joker meets Black Swan?
Yeah.
But
The Joker.
Is King of Comedy meets Black
Yeah,
Swan.
that's
right,
what I'm
okay.
trying to say. The
Okay.
Joker.
I thought you were accusing Scorsese of ripping off Black Swan and the Joker.
I like,
Yeah.
somehow in the future.
With a
He's
time
a time
machine.
traveler. He traveled to the future.
He travels in the future and rips off movies.
Yeah. That'd be quite cool.
Instead of stopping 9/11.
Yeah, just what if there were flashbacks in the Joker?
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
I'm obsessed with this idea that no one's quite ever gets on board when I tell them this, but I'm obsessed with the idea that in any film, that film exists, even if it's a film that's very realistic. That film exists in an alternate universe. The world of the film is an alternate universe where all the actors in that film do not exist.
Because it is annoying when sometimes in films they reference a film where one of the actors in that film was in the film that they've just referenced.
So if
'Cause
you
that's
watch,
confusing.
if you watch like, what's a good Brad Pitt movie?
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
Fight Club.
Fight Club. We'll go with Fight Club only because I remember it better. In Fight Club.
Don't worry, I remember every single thing that happens to 12 Monkeys because I've seen it millions of times. But carry on, we can do Fight Club if you want.
But who's Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys?
12 Monkeys, he's the rich kid who, the eco-terrorist who is behind the army of the 12 Monkeys in 12 Monkeys
Okay.
with schizophrenia.
You really want to talk about it?
No, it's fine.
No, you really want to?
I've never seen it, so.
Oh, it's very good. But on the other hand, Terry Gilliam keeps saying really stupid things and has been annoying me lately. So
I don't mind. I think that's just the nature of somebody getting older as their opinions start to get uncomfortable.
I think you're right.
And
but
then we
I
stop
actually-
putting microphones in their face.
I hate it when people sort of go with the times when they're older. Because they
Really?
think they look cool, and it's like, no, you just, come on, just become an old racist.
you whenever you see an old person who isn't racist, you're absolutely
No, when you
furious.
just sort of see them talking like the sort of lingo of, then you're like, well, you didn't, you just sort of.
No, I don't think you can't keep up with
Times.
changes, but
their hair
like,
is often dyed. though.
every single time in history, like there's been an argument between old people and young people. There's like 3 cases where the young people were wrong.
Yeah.
Admittedly, lots of people got murdered on those cases.
Yeah,
but
the Khmer Rouge.
there's a few massacres, but all the rest of the times the young people were right. So if you
Okay.
have to just play the odds,
Yeah.
young people are usually right.
No, of course.
But when they're wrong, it's fun.
But Jesus wasn't married.
When they're wrong, it's really bad news for landlords.
Jesus also against marriage, not married.
Against marriage.
He was against marriage. I'm against marriage.
You were against marriage.
Jesus is he against marriage or
He wasn't. He just didn't get the time. But he was 33, which back then is like 70.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know I made up those John the Baptist facts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
With
I
the
was
big
just
knob.
making
Do you
sure.
think we couldn't tell that you made up the John the Baptist had a
What you found
big
a page.
penis.
that was
Red's
about his dick.
quite easy to manipulate
Sure.
sometimes.
Sure. He was with Mary Magdalene, the prostitute.
that? Yeah, according to
Alleged.
Scorsese.
You know what I think? I think everyone wanted to be around this guy. He was a charming, cool guy. I think that lady got to be with him. Why? Who knows? Maybe she was giving him the puss. Maybe He wasn't interested in the puss. Whatever, they were close.
Please don't.
I
say
think
the puss,
everybody-
puss. Just please.
The puss.
That's how you
Stop
attract a cat. That's how you attract a street cat.
No,
It's
no,
puss.
that's-
It's not a noun.
That's
No,
Bobby's
it is.
technique. He flirts like he's stealing cats in
I love the
third world
puss.
countries.
Nom, nom, nom. So I think people were jealous of their relationship. So obviously people who end up documenting it like a fucking 100 years later, all they've heard is the stories, the people who are jealous of these two. It's like John Lennon and Yoko.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like a Jesus fanboy, really
Yeah.
upset that people are the haters.
Yeah.
are
The
hating on
haters.
He
Jesus.
won't listen to
The
that.
Because they're
haters.
jealous.
The haters, listen. It's so easy. It's really fun when you think about all the stuff that's rippled on from this guy, you know? Like
Yeah, he was a big
cru-
deal.
Crusades and
Christmas.
Christmas and the
No,
Crusades.
so not all the fun things, but some bad things as well.
Yeah,
there's been a
It
few
wasn't all
bad
Christmas
ones.
and Crusades.
And when the nailing to the cross seems like quite extreme, why couldn't they just hit him in the back of the head with a rock?
Yeah.
That would suck too. I mean, I don't know if
Crucifixion is a weird one because almost every culture, they've got the crosses change shape and how they do it changes, but almost every culture seems to have gone, what if we hung a guy off a cross
Yeah.
to kill them? It would be awful. Let's do it.
Nail him to it.
Yeah.
And take days to die.
Every culture has come up with a way of doing that.
And none of his mates tried to unclip him.
Yeah. It's a weird one because, like, if he doesn't die, he was sent to Earth to die for our sins to redeem the original sin of Eve.
Yeah.
So he has to die. That's the plan. And yet we're really annoyed that he did. And
Yeah.
and that's also the justification for loads of anti-Semitism and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, like, well, what do you want? You wanted him to die so he could redeem us.
And also-
and you're annoyed at,
I think
at
he would,
Judas?
but I think it would have been like if Hendrix didn't die. But you know, he'd be fucking wearing an American flag, playing at the. He'd be like doing some lame
Or
shit.
like
Yeah.
Bill Hicks would be a right-wing podcaster now.
yeah,
Kurt
yeah.
He's
He's
like,
like,
Cobain would
listen,
be-
everybody,
Have a reality show.
or
Yeah.
maybe he wouldn't. But yeah.
But
maybe,
also, he redeemed our sins, but we've not been behaving that well since, you could argue.
yeah, true. Yeah,
You know?
it's not been ideal.
We've had a few very naughty boys since then. But yeah, no, it's a shame he never got married because we could have had an heir, another Jesus. Imagine being like Jesus's.
Yeah, it would be hard though. It'd be
descendant.
like being John Lennon's kid and trying to get into music.
he was good at it though. I think.
I
as kid.
know, but it's just that people don't. The ideal is, I think, to have famous parents and try and do something different. Like Bob Dylan's kid is a film director and music video director. Like
Okay.
you want to do that, or you want to try and get into
Same
novels.
world, so you can use the
Use all the
nepotistic
connections,
but,
but-
so different enough.
Or like Duncan Jones. You know, you want to go from music to film, film to music. You want to do
Who's
something.
Duncan Jones?
He's the director. You like Moon? I would have thought.
I love the movie Moon. Who is he related to?
He's David Bowie's son.
Well, I didn't fucking know
You didn't
that.
even know that. Exactly.
No.
He's changed his name.
Oh, okay.
But that's. I'm not suggesting there was nepotism there, but that I think there are probably advantages. But you don't want to be doing the same thing as your
Not the exact
parents
same.
if they're super famous.
Mm-mm.
I think there's a big risk of loser child syndrome, which is if you're the dad. Some of the biggest losers I've ever met in life were the children of very successful men.
Mm.
The sons specifically of very
Yeah.
it
successful men,
stunts them.
because
and
they
who is
will.
more successful than God? Jesus is the archetypal loser son.
Yes.
Yeah, but he did
Dead by
well.
33, didn't
Did-
really achieve anything significant.
Oh, ho, ho.
12 mates. That's not
Yeah,
very. That's not
and
a
he
big
was
count.
never
I've got
married.
100,000 followers on Twitter.
You do
I've
actually.
got loads more.
You do. You're better than Jesus. Is that what we're saying? Here?
I can't do the maths. You're good at maths. How many times better than Jesus am I?
So, how many followers you got on Twitter?
I've got 100,000.
100,000 minus 12 is.
I don't think he doesn't work out times.
99,988.
He might not be as good at maths as I thought you
No,
were.
I don't think he
based on the
understands
age
how math
calculation
works at
earlier.
all.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a lot
It's
more
a lot.
popular. I'm a
Yeah,
lot more popular.
A lot more. And you
Yeah.
both hate marriage.
And we both hate
Why do you hate
marriage.
marriage so much?
I'm not sure what the purpose of it is. Like historically, it's an economic construct for trapping women and ensuring lineage,
This is bleak.
isn't it?
It
how
is,
long
but
have you been
it's-
with your girlfriend?
But it's become
yeah.
just a
It's,
nice
It's
it's
a
a
fun
union
thing.
between two people. Also, it
Yeah,
means our
those are
wives
nice.
can't leave us as easy as they could have.
Yeah,
before.
That's the one.
That's why me and
That's the
Bobby
one.
have done
We,
it.
well, we can't leave them either. It's
Yeah.
hard for
It
both of
does
us to
work,
leave.
But if you have our personalities, it's very important that there's a document.
I
in
just
place
like that
means we
if
can't
I
just get
really
kicked
piss
out.
her, if I really piss Harriet off, it'll take like at least a week for her
more
to
than that,
set
take
the
months.
like I like that there's a buffer period where we can say, listen, I know I'm hard to be around, but
Yeah.
but we'll just calm down. You spend a couple of days, I'll buy you a massage. We'll just calm down.
I'll buy you a massage.
I'll buy you a massage. Let's just relax.
It seems to me your defense of marriage here. I don't think I need to make a criticism because your defense of marriage is that it allows really sketchy guys like you. It buys you some time.
It's basically sort
for
of
when you've done
barbed wire
something
fence.
terrible.
It's a
Not
deterrent
terrible.
for leaving.
Just like I think me and Red both have the same effect on our wives, which was we wear on them like they're a heavy backpack. Like at first it doesn't feel that heavy.
Okay, well
but
maybe
then
I'm not always that easy to
year
be around with the
after
Facebook
year,
arguments.
The backpack feels heavier and heavier, and eventually you're like, I can't just carry this any longer.
But we want to chain the backpack to their necks.
So like one of those buckles around the front to make it.
I think round the throat. So it's a bit harder to get rid of the backpack. And that's what marriage is.
This is the pro-marriage argument. That is the same argument that I would make against marriage.
Okay, and how long have you been with your girlfriend?
Oh, since we were 17, so 20,
time.
21 years.
Oh, that's
You can work
great.
out my age again there.
Yeah. I was trying to work it out. So
Ages.
she's anti-marriage too.
I'm not enthusiastic about it. I think I'm more enthusiastic than her because
Oh,
I am interested in rituals and those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But I think the thing with marriage is what people do is they say we're going to take the symbolism of marriage and we're going to make it unique to us, which is nice. But I don't think that's how symbolism actually works. You know, 'cause you still, even though you're doing that, you still reinforce the broader cultural symbolism of marriage. You know, people like I think things like fathers giving daughters away. I feel like they've come back in a weird way.
Well, people need something.
The economy's
to
gone bad, so we want some traditional thing to do.
People need things to cling to that just feel familiar.
Yeah,
I can see you having a humanist wedding.
But you don't.
A humorless wedding or a humanist wedding? Oh, the humanists, yeah, they're all right. But
bare feet, and you'd have
quite
your feet
annoying,
in one of those
in the
bits
woods.
of water with fish in them nibbling at your feet.
is that humanism?
I just can imagine, something like that. And you'd have a
You
little.
can just see my feet, and you're like,
a
"There's
deer
need
would
a
run
little bit of
along
work."
with the ring, and
feet.
you pull it off the antler. And go, there you go.
I love that. Yeah, hand fasting.
And the birds that follow you around would be chirping away.
Yes, slather us with honey and
Yeah.
just throw us into
A
a well.
woodland wedding.
Yeah,
I can
that
see.
sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Are you proposing to me?
No,
This is sounding really
I'm
good.
just trying to. I'm thinking maybe I could be an event planner.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to. Yeah, I think I would like to see pictures of your wedding.
No, I'm in favour of love.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, I like love.
yeah.
But not a huge fan of marriage.
Okay. Wow.
Well, guys,
Is that the end of the podcast? That's a really sad
No.
note to end on.
We can't end on that. We've also got.
we're going to talk about the dick of the year.
Okay. We do a segment called Dick of the Year.
Right. I mean, the finalists are pretty short.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
short
just
list
talked
of
about Jesus
finalists.
in marriage for a second.
Well,
There's only 2 guys in
You've
this
got
year.
someone though, don't you?
I've got someone.
Yeah. Is it Caligula?
Yes, it's Caligula.
The Caligula off
Yeah.
of Caligula.
The man himself, who known as the sort of greediest, most depraved in history, really, wasn't he?
There's
No,
him
no,
and
no, Red.
there's...
No. You stole my introduction.
Well, okay,
You wanted to be like, is it Caligula? Like you knew.
I did know because
So you can go. Yep. So
he shagged his sister.
Yeah.
For one.
one.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? Where do you stand on
It's
that?
I
You more against marriage or incest?
I think
Alice is about to say that
I'm
consensual incest is okay with.
That's why he's not married. His girlfriend's his sister.
He's about to
it's
say
not
it.
legal.
He's about to say it. You're about to say it. You wanted to say it. Then
I
you
think
questioned you.
Bertrand Russell's observation. Sorry, was that the incest music coming
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there?
I thought
So
it was
it's about
Alistair's
the
wedding
pro-incest music.
That was music.
Where'd you meet
the
your girlfriend?
state-
Oh, at my house when I was 17. By the fridge.
The state can interfere with relationships only, should interfere where children are concerned. So when there are kids involved, then that's why the state might be interested in what the
Yeah.
relationship is. And so I don't think brothers and sisters should be having kids.
But you think you think they should be
This
allowed
is
to
his
fuck?
thing.
Wait. I don't
This
think
is
that
your
they-
great. This is
You
your-
think
I
they
would
should be allowed to fuck?
in 20 years, he's going to be on Twitter defending incest every day. What's it to you what I do? That's your opinion.
No, it's.
We said at the beginning the most fucked up things, and we've found it now.
Oh
haven't
no!
we?
Oh no!
Yes.
It's not that I think it's good. It's that I don't see what right I have to stop it if it doesn't hurt anyone.
So you're saying if
Am I a libertarian now?
yes, you
Oh,
are.
no.
You're a libertarian. So if an 18-year-old man wants to have consensual sex with his now barren 70-year-old grandmother, you think, yeah,
Well,
get
it is
to
none.
it.
It's none of our
Would you step
business.
in the way of love, Bobby?
No.
Yeah.
Thing is, I wouldn't invite them round for dinner.
No, I would disapprove of it.
Yeah,
But I don't know
I
how
would just so I can see my grandmother again. So the reason we were
how did we
mentioning
get to this? How did you make me
Caligula.
say any
No,
of these
that's
things?
so good. We found your.
The funnest thing, Alasdair, is to getting a nice man to say awful things.
You're
And
gonna write,
that's
like,
why we love
Pretty
having
sure
you
I'm
around.
correct about that,
Four
but it
beloved
doesn't
sitcoms.
sound like
It
I
didn't-
am.
it
It
didn't.
didn't
No.
sound like it at all.
You're right. It's like you're like a free speech person about incest.
Yeah.
So the way
they're
they-
like your
Oh, no.
guns.
So the way they
Don't
feel
take
about
away our
like
freedom.
racial slurs, you feel that way about cousin fucking.
You're like the NRA, but for incest.
Yeah.
Don't take away our sisters.
I need
Oh, no.
somewhere to put
Didn't
this.
he had a
thing.
horse that he bought a house, didn't he?
Well, listen, let me get into
Okay,
it.
sorry.
About his connection
Again,
with the 30 AD.
we're on to Nero, not me there.
Not
No,
back to
yeah.
Caligula.
Caligula. So Caligula, not Nero.
So Agrippina the Elder and her two sons in 30 AD, and her two sons were Nero, Julius Caesar, Drew, and
And I had to check this.
Drusus
Her
Caesar.
son Nero Julius Caesar is not the
He's
Emperor
not
Nero.
Julius
No,
Caesar.
he's a
No.
different
That's
one.
just like if I called my kid Martin Luther Beckett-King.
Yeah,
it's just,
that
it's just
would
like
be
an
something.
arrogant name for no
of course.
reason.
And so people.
I can't imagine you naming your kid
That
that.
would be
I
though.
could
so
do.
I
funny.
really can't imagine.
Martin Luther Beckett King, that'd be amazing.
That's cool because you think they
Just
think
make sure
Samuel
he can't
Beckett
be a
too.
He
comedian.
comes and goes, Dad, I had a dream last night. You hack. But
So they're arrested and exiled on the orders of Lucius Aulus Sejanus. And they were later starved to death in what they call suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because it's like, I think if someone is starved to death, we all know it was murder. Like, it wasn't like, it's very suspicious that they were starved to
it's
death.
the word were that makes that a crime.
Yeah.
They starved to death. Oh, bad luck. They were starved to death.
Yes.
yeah.
Murder.
No, the word were actually is there, so it's like,
Oh, okay.
who knows? Okay. But then, and in Sejanus's purge of Agrippina the Elder and her family, her son Caligula and her 3 daughters.
So this is the Caligula.
Yeah, this is
Right.
the Caligula.
So not the Nero, but the
no,
Caligula.
so Agrippina the Elder, her husband was in charge and then passed away, and she thought he was murdered. She kept saying, "Oh, he was murdered," and the new guys in charge went, "You can fuck off." So they sent her to an island and starved her to death.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Good thing
Caligula
things
then
like
got
that
back
don't
into
happen
power,
anymore.
and he was yeah.
Well, Caligula, Tiberius. It was Tiberius that was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he killed like everybody, and then Caligula just befriended him and then made him not kill him. Pretty
Oh,
much,
wow.
like just
Yeah.
charmed him.
Mm.
And apparently, for the first 6-8 months of Caligula's reign, was a great guy,
Yeah,
having a great
Really?
time.
So what? Is it like? Is
and
it like
then
with
he
Tony
had
Blair?
some kind of
Yeah,
illness.
Tony Blair.
Just
syndrome.
one little Iraq war, and the
Yeah.
whole thing soured.
He had some kind
Yeah.
of illness. Like, they're not sure what it was in hindsight, but it could have been something that, like, literally
brain
caused
injury or
Oh,
something. wasn't
a
right.
change of the man.
it? Yeah,
But
Ah.
also, often the first 6 months of any dictator's reign are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Gaddafi was all right for a while, and then
Was he?
until he wasn't.
Germany in '33, best place to be.
I don't know about that. They still had some.
I'm joking.
They had already, moved on to some.
From January to June, it was just bliss.
I don't know.
You know you're in trouble when Bobby's going, no.
Stop,
When
stop.
Bobby is muttering, that's not
I
accurate.
just read
then
a
you
bit
know
too
what
much
you said
about
was
it.
bad.
I've read a bit too much about it.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But
What that was factually and morally bad.
yes,
what
okay,
you did there.
sorry, Alistair.
And Bobby had to
I
jump
have to
in.
block
That's,
you on the internet.
so,
Mhm.
yeah. So he had some kind of illness, and then it made him go awry.
Hmm. Well, that's sad.
It could have been a vaccine of some kind.
Oh, I see what you're saying here.
Yeah.
where he had the Pfizer and suddenly became a murderer.
This is the new strategy for going viral with controversy? Is to go anti-vax?
No, with the sister
I'm
fucking's good enough.
pro-vax.
You've done our work today, Alasdair, don't worry.
I'm pro-vax, but
Not
I
this
agree
vax.
with everything the anti-vaxxers say. So everything they say about the vaccine, I believe, but that's why I think people should get it. So they're like, it's killing millions, and I'm like, I think that's true, and that's why I think we should all get it. Take that, establishment.
And you've had 3.
I had one this morning. I want to be ready.
Can you have too much? Can you be too vaccinated?
Oh, we're gonna
Can you be
fucking
too
find
ready?
out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right now, my balls are swelling quick. Don't know why. Do I need to come? Am I dying? Who knows? I was in the shower this morning. I was just sitting thinking, like, you know what's weird about coming?
Mm.
If you never come, you feel really weird. But if you come 3 times in a day, you want to kill yourself.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird.
That's what I was thinking.
Anyway,
about today.
Caligula, he had the brain injury, and he started becoming a massive sadist, didn't he? Get people to fight to the death for his own amusement in front of him. Killed loads of people. He kept killing the anyone close to him. Didn't trust them.
Did
Then
he kill his
went-
mother? He killed his mother. No,
No, 'cause
she
that was-
starved to death on an island.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
killed that? Nero must have killed his
Yeah,
mother.
Nero killed his mother and his sister.
What a bad lot they were.
They were a pile of shit, all of them. Every new one that came along. But Caligula would go around and take statues, the heads off statues, and put his own head on them.
Really?
Yeah, which is
like
kind
a
of funny.
like a Pez thing. Just
Yeah, when he'd just go and lop the head off, and then he'd put his own head on it,
Mm,
which is, I think, quite cool.
yeah.
It'd be quite funny people doing that now.
Yeah, it's like the emperor version of those seaside things where you put your head through.
Yeah,
And you look like a strong
on
man.
your thing. Imagine Boris just like knocked the head off Mandela and just put his own head on there.
But also like the Charlie Chaplin one that doesn't look anything like
yeah,
Chaplin.
yeah.
I like the guy though. You know,
Who? Caligula.
it just what's great about it is it just takes a while for us. Whenever somebody murders a bunch of people,
Mm.
it just takes a certain amount of time before we can all say, "Oh, that's pretty funny, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Like
So
if
you-
this
five-
was
yeah.
500
if this
years.
was a year ago, if this happened a year ago and we are all laughing, Alasdair over here would be quite
yeah,
righteous about our laughter.
Yeah,
yeah,
He'd
very
say, "I don't
judgmental.
think we should be laughing about this, folks. A lot of good people in Italy died."
Well, that's because what's the formula? Comedy. You do maths. Comedy.
I
Plus
can't do
time.
maths, but you-
Comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yeah.
But that means that comedy divided by time equals tragedy. Which
That's
is
too smart.
I don't
for me.
understand how that
Yeah,
works.
I know. I'm not.
But it's been long enough now, and we can all be like, "Oh, that's
Well, he
fucking
was.
Oh, no, it was a
hilarious."
comedy
he was poisoned
minus-
to death, wasn't he?
I'm confused. I've confused
Yeah.
myself. I've confused my times with my pluses.
So I think because he was a tyrannical dictator who was
He had sex with animals. Nothing was enough for him. He wanted everything all the time.
I feel like that's a lie. Because, like, listen, we all have the chance to have sex with animals because we've all had a pet and been alone. But that's not what's stopping us from fucking animals. It's not like opportunity.
Well, I think this guy was DiCaprio when they interviewed him about Wolf of Wall Street. He said he's based it kind of like a Caligula character. 'cause it's
So
just-
your evidence in support of bestiality is something Leonardo DiCaprio said
Yeah.
in an
And
interview
he's-
about Wolf of Wall Street.
He's very rich man, so,
So
he
he
probably
ought to
knows what he's
know.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
They often do.
Who
But
am I
no,
to
just the,
criticise him?
the
I was gonna say
gluttony and
that. So I was gonna say Caligula was the dick of the year, but now I think it's red again.
No, it's not me. He was poisoned to death, wasn't he?
Why, right? You know so much about
Okay,
Caligula.
well, he
Why don't
was
you
poisoned.
tell us
He was
who poisoned him?
I don't know. So the
It's
inner
a
circle.
mystery. Is it unknown?
Yeah, no, his inner circle because he was just too mad. And then his uncle Claudius, which is interesting. So everyone was massacred because they're like, fuck this family, but they kept him as like a puppet because he was seen as slow, and his own mother used to refer to him as the monster.
The monster.
Yeah, because he had disabilities,
Oh.
and so they all thought he was just like, they hated him. He was sort of outcast, and they just thought he was deformed and a shame on the family. And then he was put in as this puppet guy because everyone assumed he was really slow.
And they could.
And then
they
he
could
just had
control
them
him.
all killed.
Nice.
And then became a complete bastard and was like a
Oh.
really efficient but ruthless leader.
Oh well.
Yeah.
hmm.
So, it just shows you, don't take what people think of you. You know, you form your own narrative.
You too could become a
You could-
tyrannical leader of ancient
Someone might
Rome.
be listening to this and their mum calls them the monster. They've
Well,
got a
I was
limp.
born this way and I'm done this way. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. Alasdair, do you have anything you want to promote to our gigantic fan base?
Hi, thank you for watching / listening. Well, if you liked the sort of the nuanced, some might say tediously pedantic energy I brought to the podcast, you can listen to Lawmen.
I wouldn't say tedious.
Lawman, yeah, that's your...
That's me and James Shakespeare do a podcast called Lawmen, Loremen, which is about local legends and forgotten folklore.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar to talking about Jesus, really.
It's quite similar. It's quite similar to this. But
Maybe
with
they
less
shouldn't
incest.
listen to it then, because it's kind of what we're doing.
It's kind of similar.
No, they should listen.
I'm joking.
It's like Amazon. If you like this, you like this.
It's the same. It's
Yeah,
the,
no,
it is the
there's a lot of
same. It's
hours
just-
in the day. We can
just
share them.
Two white guys talking. Yeah.
How it should be. No.
Stop saying things.
Sorry. So, and what else? Your Twitter is?
It's at Mr. ABK. MISTERABK.
Okay.
Loads of people have those initials. And my name is too long to write out.
Yeah, and you got a lot of good tweets, a lot of good viral
I've got some
videos.
cracking tweets.
Yeah, and I loved you did the Norwegian crime thing. Was brilliant as well.
Thank you.
Scandinavian crime
Yeah,
drama.
the spoof
And if
of
they're
the
watching on
Scandinavian
YouTube,
wars.
they can just subscribe on your YouTube.
You can subscribe.
And
to
they're
my
not
YouTube,
only
yeah.
funny, the quality of them is brilliant as well, which strays away. I'm getting bored of people just talking to a phone.
I'm now really envious of those people because they can knock out like a video a week or two
Yeah.
videos a week, whereas I've got to do like a whole animation thing and I've got it all lights out.
Yours are brilliant.
So mine
Some
take
of them are
ages
just
to do.
like your mate who always forgets his wallet in the pub, you know, and you're like, oh, God, no. Yours are great. So anyway, on that
That's
note,
an example of something that would be less funny than one of my videos.
Yeah.
We should end.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And a big thank you to our super genius patrons, Spencer, Christopher, and Matthew. We
Thank
love
you so much. We love you so much.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you to Alasdair
Thank you,
Beckett-King, who will now live in this room.
Really well
Goodbye.
soundproofed. I don't think anyone's going to hear.
That was another episode of The Year Is. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. Leave us a review. It all helps. I'd like to thank our producer, Jody. And also I'd like to thank Josh Weller for our intro music and song. It's very catchy. It's very nice. I'm sure you will enjoy it at the beginning. So big thanks for Josh Weller. He's on Instagram at Josh Weller. Josh Weller. Follow him and keep spreading the word of The Year Is. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.